Hello everyone. On Saturday, November 8th, 2025, I was on my way to Newark Airport to go plane spotting with JP. On the way, we had to stay in Whippany for a couple hours while my dad did something and decided to have him drop us off at Whippany to get a few shots of Morristown and Erie's Polar Express with the freshly repainted 2354 and a bunch of newly painted cars as well. Enjoy the video.
150, 40, 30, 20, 10.
First, we see the 11:30 a.m. train, number 1130 on the timetable, headed eastbound out of Whippany with GP 15-124 in the lead as it climbs the steep grade up to Troy Hills Road. The consist includes several pieces of equipment like the Comet 1s delivered in April and the power car at the rear that have only very recently been painted into Morristown and Erie colors. MP15DC 2354, which recently returned to service, brings up the rear in a fresh coat of paint designed to mimic the paint scheme applied to early diesels of the Erie Railroad. Next, my dad swung by to pick us up from Troy Hills Road, and we stayed with him for a bit. Then we walked down Algonquin Parkway to the grade crossing there, and set up, getting ready just a few minutes before 2354's headlights appeared on the horizon. It was now headed west to Cedar Knolls as train 1131. 2354 was built for the Southern Railway under the same road number in June 1977. It then became part of Norfolk Southern's fleet following the merger between the Southern Railway and Norfolk and Western in 1982. It was sold to M&E in August 2016. It spent the last decade here and has run on the Polar Express before, but was only recently repainted about a week beforehand after an extended time out of service due to a main generator failure. We walked back to the car, and my dad picked us up once again and drove us over to Parsippany Road to see the train head back east into Whippany to finish off its first run of the day, now under the number 1132. JP and I set up on the small bridge carrying the road over the Whippany River. And now we head over to Newark Airport. The first thing we see is United Airlines Flight 3817 to Chicago with a Boeing 787-9. Next up is PAL Airlines 2566 to Halifax with a Dash 8. This is United 2283 to Willemstad with a 737-700. The next flight is La Compagnie 300 from Milan with an A321NX. We've moved to see arrivals on 22 left in preparation for Lufthansa's incoming 747. Next in is United 2058 from Denver with a Boeing 757-200. Coming in now from London Heathrow is United 147 with a 767-300. After an 11-hour haul from Tokyo Narita, the Boeing 787-9 operating United 78 finally touches down here at Newark Liberty. Now arriving from LA is United 2743 flown by another 757-200. Next up is United 55, flown by a 767-300ER and arriving from Paris. And now for the main event, Lufthansa 402 from Frankfurt flown by the Boeing 747-8. This particular 747, registered as DABYD, was built in 2011 and first flew on January 8, 2012. It was delivered to the airline on August 25, 2012. Following a couple extra minutes behind the 747 to avoid its wake turbulence, United 1449 comes in from Austin with an Airbus A319. Now arriving from Tel Aviv is United 85, showing off a gigantic Boeing 787-10. Coming from Dublin, Ireland is United 316, flown by a Boeing 757-200 sporting the airline's old livery inherited from Continental Airlines. Arriving from Lisbon with another Airbus A321NX is TAP Air Portugal Flight 201. United Airlines Flight 2096 now arrives from Los Angeles with yet another Boeing 757-200. And for our final flight of the day, United 509 arrives from Rome with a massive Boeing 777-200ER. This particular 777, tail number N76010, was built in 1999 and took its first flight on May 18th of that year. And that concludes today's video. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. God bless and have a great day.